So here's how we would do a deadlift with a barbell if you were doing this at the gym or if you were going to put some weights on it. I have it propped up here on some stools because we can always start with a really light bar like this wooden one. And you can get the movement down and then you can start adding more on as you go. This is about the height that a barbell would sit if you had two 45-pound plates on it or two larger 5 or 10-pound plates. So it's a good kind of starting position for this. This is about as low as you would want to bring it down anyway. So if you're practicing this, it's best not to go all the way down to the floor with the bar. We're going to have it starting, this is about maybe like 9 or 10 inches off the ground. I'm going to have Luke come on over to it. And the idea here is that you're going to put this bar about 1 inch away from where your shins are, which should be over the knot of your shoelaces, about the middle of your foot. These are all kind of landmarks that you can use. Your shins are almost touching, but not quite. And then he's going to have his feet at about shoulder width apart. The next thing he's going to do is he's going to bend down and reach to grab the bar right outside of his legs. Okay? Next that's going to happen, he's going to bring his knees forward. Now his shins are touching the bar. Okay? Very lightly, the bar hasn't moved. He's the one that moves around the bar stays still. Okay? Knees are going to push out into straight elbows. So a little bit of extra pressure if he's shoving his knees out for the same reason we did on the squat. The last step here before he goes to pull is that he's going to make sure his back isn't rounded out anymore, because right now he's got a big rounding through his mid-back, and that we don't want on a deadlift. So Luke, you're going to think about squeezing your chest up. As soon as he squeezes his chest up, he's going to pull back on his back muscles here. His shoulder blades are going to come together, and it's going to start to flatten out his low back a little bit so that we can keep his spine relatively neutral. Now it's all about standing up. So you're just going to stand up and drag the bar along his legs, up nice and tall at the top, arms stay straight throughout. Nothing fancy at the top. He doesn't have to do any extra pulling. He doesn't have to shove his hips forward. He's just going to think about that setup every time. Good. Come on back down. Squeeze the chest up each time. Back is nice and flat. Drag the bar along your legs. That's it. So that's a deadlift. You start with light weight with this. Add on either repetitions or weight as you feel able to. If you get to a point where you don't feel like you can properly do this with your back straight, then drop your weight or drop your repetitions. This is not an exercise that is worth doing with really heavy weight if your form isn't perfect. That being said, along with the squat, it's probably one of the more useful exercises from anybody from a competitive athlete to an older person who just wants to get stronger.